everyone, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is really exciting because I am trying out something that I have heard about, I've seen other people find, I've been on the lookout for, and I found it. What is it? Well, let's get started and I'll tell you all about it. So what is this magical crafting item I'm talking about? It's this. It's vinyl from Dollar Tree. It is from their brand Crafter Square, and for the past year, I have heard about this vinyl. I've heard good things about this vinyl where people are like, oh my gosh, I love it so much. I've heard bad things about this vinyl. It's hard to weed. It doesn't want to cut well. There's so much on both sides that I'm like, I kind of want to try this for myself. I have not found it anywhere. And look, I mean, I get it. I live in rural Kansas. But here's what else is going on. I've got a Dollar Tree 30 minutes south in Newton. I've got one 30 minutes west in McPherson now, an hour north in Salina, but then we go an hour south to Wichita. There's like a million of them. But when I'm filming this, the day prior, we were in both Salina and McPherson, and I found vinyl. I found regular colors of vinyl. I found glitter vinyl. I found holographic vinyl. And I'm going, OMG. There must have been the time that I was supposed to try vinyl. So I am going to start out by trying the glitter vinyl. So I have a Dollar Tree frame, and it's just a simple white frame. It's got glass, and I'm going to cut something out of my glitter vinyl and then put it on my glass and make something fun. So let's get started and let's head over to Cricut Design Space. One of the things I did want to mention about this vinyl is that it's big. It's a huge roll. It's 12 by 24. So if you figure, let me grab a mat. Mats are 12 by 12. So two of them is 12 by 24. It will cover one of these 4 times. That's a lot of vinyl for $1, guys. Okay, so I have searched Pinterest. I thought I had found a file I wanted to use. It said it was a free file, but it was no longer free. It was like free when the person pinned it. But the website that it led me to, which is burtonavenue.com, did have some other free SVG files. And so she does, like, you can sign up to get emails and get a free code for her SVG resource library, and so that's what I did. And so if you want to make something similar to this, make sure to go to the website. I'll link their website in the description below so you can check out her other files. And I clicked on one called Merry and Bright, and I have uploaded it into Design Space, and I'll give you a little bit of a look here in a second. So what I did, if you have not been following me before when I have been making like other crafts, something that a friend of mine does is that she takes the basic shape of a square and she manipulates it, whether it's she's making a page layout, whether she's making a doing something with a picture frame, and she makes it the square or rectangle the size of the background that she's going to be using. So like this is an 8 by 10 photo frame. I made my rectangle 8 by 10 so that I could see exactly how this file is going to look on this frame. Does it need to be a little bit smaller? Does it need to be a little bit bigger? And that way I know exactly what I'm looking at when it comes to getting ready to cut, because it's just like in woodworking. Measure once, cut twice, measure twice, cut once. And definitely when it comes to crafting materials, whether you're buying it at Dollar Tree, whether you have paid expensive prices for name brand vinyl, you don't want to waste it. So I'm going to give you a look at what my screen looks like, then we're going to set up the Cricut and we're going to get cutting. As you can see, here is my Design Space screen, and as you can see, this should be 8. It automatically adjusted. So here, here is my 8x10 square. So I just need to make sure that this is going to fit correctly. I think it's going to be a little big the way it is, so I'm going to just scoot it in a little bit, click off of it, and then readjust. I want to make sure that it's going to be perfect for the background. So this is what we're going to be cutting out of our silver glitter vinyl from Dollar Tree, Merry and Bright. So let's get started. Let's get the Cricut going. Let's see how this works, guys. So after some very frustrating time cutting it and not working, my wonderful friend Sammy from Just Sammy Things and I happened to be chatting while we were doing some crafting before our weekly craft and chat, and she's like, well, you've got some scrap, let's see what we've got going on here. So what we did was I used my scrap and I cut these stars, and we tried different pressures. I'm like, they keep cutting all the way through. So I've got tons of little stars. So finally, we came across what we think is the perfect cutting setting. Now, this is not to say that it's not going to cut through. As you can see, my M is loose, and I've got some there. This has been cut on construction paper with default setting. So it cuts it through enough that it weeds very well at that pressure. I went ahead, the M was mostly cut out. I went ahead and finished cutting it out so it's on its own. The dot for the eye obviously was cut fully out. I have it sitting over on my computer so it doesn't get lost. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to finally put this on the frame. So let's finish up this project, guys. The thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take apart my frame. I already have the plastic off. So I'm just going to easily lift up all the little tabs that are on here. We don't want them to break. We're going to set aside the backing. We're going to set aside the paper because we're going to use this to trace our cardstock after bit. And we're going to gently lift out the glass, lay it down, and put our frame to the side. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I have a cotton round and I have some isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to clean the glass just so that it's all clean and ready to accept the vinyl. My glass pane and I have my paper backing behind it, and instead of trying to trace the paper that came in behind it, instead of trying to trace this, I just went into my Cricut, which I don't know why I didn't think about it, and just did a 8x10 square or rectangle, I guess, put it in, popped it in, and now we're going to pop in the back panel. Then we're going to refold all of our little prongs in. Make sure it's all good and tight. Now we can flip it over and Merry and Bright. Okay, so you're probably wanting to know, Lena, would you buy this vinyl again? So actually, yes, I would buy it again. Now that I know how to work with it, and this isn't to say that this is the pressure to cut all of Dollar Tree's vinyl. This is specifically for the glitter vinyl. Now, the regular vinyl may be different from the glitter vinyl, which might be different from the pattern vinyl, which might be different from the holographic vinyl. We've got to find out. But We will figure it out together. So yes, I would buy this again, and I have some quick tips for you right after this. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for bearing with me as I figured out how best to use this vinyl to best help you in your next crafting projects. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you again to Sammy of Just Sammy Things for not letting me give up and helping me work through it, and we will see you in the next video. Bye everyone!